Welcome everybody to this Orienteering Australia webinar. We're going to be looking at Livelox again, and this time we're going to be particularly looking at event organisers. How do we establish a Livelox event for the event that we're organising? This is the second webinar. The first time we looked on the participation side. So if you're an athlete, if you're a participant, how do you upload your route? And then also for spectators and participants, how do you view routes? So those resources are already up on the Livelox webpage on the Orienteering Australia website. And if I take you there and show you, you'll be able to see, there we go, you'll be able to see the Livelox webpage that we've got on Orienteering Australia website. And if you go down, tonight's guide for event organisers is already uploaded. Click that link. Guide to viewing routes is up there, and guide to uploading routes. So if you'd like further information, find the Livelox webpage on Orienteering Australia website. But I'd particularly like to start tonight by doing an acknowledgement of country. So we acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands where we conduct our sporting activities and our meetings. We extend this acknowledgement to all the traditional custodians of the lands and First Nations peoples throughout Australia, and would like to pay respects to all elders past and present. We recognise the outstanding contribution that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples make to society and sport in Australia, and celebrate the power of sport to promote reconciliation and reduce inequality. So I mentioned we've already got a webinar up about viewing and uploading your routes for Livelox. But what's the step before that? It's wonderful that it's already up on the website, on the Livelox website. We can just upload our results, our routes. We can just go and analyze everything all the routes that people have done. But how does it get there? That's the question that we're going to be answering tonight. So if you're an event organizer, this is going to be perfect for you. We're going to go through some steps of how to get it set up. It can be an event that you are planning for people to come and enjoy. It can also be a training event. You can put training events up on Livelox. Thanks to Orienteering Australia, we have a premium subscription for all members. So it allows us to unlock all those bonus features so we can have more in-depth analysis as well. So if you're not a member, sign up. We're going to start today by having a look at Eventor. It's the easiest place to start. So if I've already created my event in Eventor, as you'll be able to see, it's loading. I'm going to be using tonight's webinar as an example. So as the organizer, I've gone and created an event in Eventor, and it's up, it's published, and you'll be able to see on the left-hand side, there's an edit button. You've probably used this before if you needed to go add a few extra documents or tweak some info. Click on the edit button and you'll be given more options. It's loading. Across the top is where all the different options lie. General information, you would know, documents and links. But if we go across to the middle here, there's a button for Livelox, and this is the key way to access publishing an event. This event has not yet been added to Livelox, so I ask Eventor to start that process of communicating. Click on that one. I can use the name that I used for Eventor or change it. The start time, that's the information that has already been uploaded. The end time, when you think the event will finish. You can even choose the time zone. So it can be to the city as well. So this is set for Sydney. You can go all the way to Perth, Adelaide, choose your time zone. Country, organising club. You can just start typing to find your club or another organisation if you wanted to add them. So I can add Yarra Valley if I like. You can change the icon. Because the event is set as a local event, it just automatically is identified as a training event, but that's okay. The event type, you've got two options, individual or relay. This is an interesting point here. We can fix it, we can change it into when we go into the next screen, but if you don't want to let your courses, your map, be published before the event actually starts. So you've got 4 different options of when you would like Livelox courses to go live from your event. It could be when the event starts, or publish when the last participant in the event starts. Now that relies on you uploading the start list. The default is publish when event ends, or you could also choose publish at another time. So if you have a specific time when you think everyone would have at least started by, you can choose the date, and then you can choose which time, and then that is the point when it'll go live. People can start adding their routes to the Livelox event. The last one is administrators. So you can be the only one who is able to administer the event, or you could change it. So because I included Orienteering Australia as the organising club, anyone from Orienteering Australia will be able to administer this event, or if I added another club, they would also have access. The other option is if you wanted someone specifically involved, you're able to find them. So click on Add Organisation, keep Eventor Australia there, and then you can go and choose another organisation that you'd like to add. And then it gives you an option to do extra people as well. I'm not going to add anyone at the moment. Once you have added all those details in, come across to the bottom right-hand side and click Save. This is now communicating with Livelox. And this brings us to the main screen for managing the event. We've gone across to actually the Livelox website now, as you can see in the bar, livelox.com. And this is one that we will use to do a lot of the modifying. The general information that we just added is in the first box. If you needed to edit it, you just click on the top bar. But as you can see here, maps, courses, access restrictions. This is connected to an external system, Eventor Australia, because that's where we went through to set it up. Viewer features, administrator start times and results, other settings, classes, participant data, actions, and banner. So there is lots of options that you have when you come to the Manage page. We're going to particularly look today at uploading a map, very important, and the courses, also very important. As you can see here, there's classes. There are no classes in the event yet, and it's the same information in these two boxes. The beauty about being connected to Eventor is that once we upload the participants or the start list or the results to Eventor, it automatically syncs through to Livelox. A lot of the work is done for us. It automatically happens. And then it's just ready for the courses to be added in and the map. I'm going to just pause for a second. This is the main page that we're going to be looking at in a second for maps and courses, but does anyone have a question?
Do you need any particular credentials, permissions?
Yeah, good question. If you're able to create the event on Eventor, so you're the event organizer, that means that you should be able to come across onto Livelox. You don't have to subscribe to Livelox to be to create the event, but it makes it a bit easier. Most of us would have gone through Eventor to create a Livelox subscription. So you can see I'm logged in here, and it just makes it a bit easier. Good question.
So anybody with event organizer permissions in Eventor can do all this stuff.
That's right.
Excellent. Yes. Excellent.
But let's keep moving on. If the silence says we are all on the same page. I've created, just like the other two guides, I've created a guide for using Livelox guide for event organizers. This is recording a lot of the information that we're talking about tonight. And so we just went through creating the event. Let's go to the next page. There we go. We put in the details. We identified editing each section by clicking on the heading. The publishing time can also be changed in the access restrictions section to it. Now let's move on to adding maps. Jack, can I just confirm you can see the PowerPoint screens flicking through?
Okay.
Fantastic. I've had a problem before. It's just stayed on the front page, but that is good. We are moving along. Adding maps, not too hard. Let's have a look. Select edit in the section maps to upload a map. So just like all the other sections, click on the heading and it will open up a dialog to show you how to add a map, add the courses, add the classes. Let's have a look. Here we go. This is what pops up. Another box as an example from Portugal, but there's a button on the bottom left, upload a map directly to Livelox. Now, when you're going to upload a map, Livelox only uses images. So you can upload an image file of your map. You can also upload your map file, say from OCAD or Open Orienteering Mapper, but Livelox transfers it into an image anyway. So it doesn't actually store any map files. It's important to leave the courses off at this time. So we're just wanting the base map. Courses will be the second step. It's important to make sure that the map is geo-referenced. So most of our maps are geo-referenced now. It should simply come straight through. But if you need to change the geo-referencing, there's the button to do it. If it isn't geo-referenced, it can easily be done by fitting it onto a satellite image as well by just connecting the corners or major features. In the light grey, you can see you've got some details about what the resolution of the map is. There's some guidance that Livelox gives us. So for a 1 to 15,000 scale map, it should be about 286 dpi, or it's about 0.75 pixels per meter. If you're doing a sprint map, so 1 to 4,000 scale maps, in order for it to be clear enough, but not have such a large file that takes ages to load, they recommend about 254 dots per inch or 2.5 pixels per meter. It can be slightly different if that's what you've got. Those are guidelines, but it is a good reminder just to check what is the map going to look like when the participants upload their routes.
So how do you change those things?
That can be through when you export the map, either as if you're exporting it as a image file.
Exporting it out of OCAD.
Okay, yes. I think in the process as well, it gives you a chance to identify that, work out what scale you'd like. Work out the scale and work out the
resolution.
Sorry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to adding courses. So we've got the base map now. This is going to be sitting in the background, and then the purple courses are going to be on top. You do have the option of adding different maps if you have different sections. Either if it's different areas to use or if you've got different scales. So then you can choose which course goes with which map. But let's just have the map sitting in the background, and let's look at the courses going on top. There's two ways of doing it. One is this direct upload of maps and courses. I don't know if there's meant to be maps. And so that's from OCAD and Condes. We're going to have a look at this. The other option is manually doing it. So let's have a look at how we have a direct upload. So from OCAD or Condes, the course setting software, there is built-in support for uploading maps and courses to Livelox. It just brings it straight through, which makes it really easy and a whole lot quicker.
How about Purple Pen?
There's going to be a manual upload.
Right.
See, OCAD, let's have a look. So when you're in OCAD, you need to go to select the course setting option and then find upload to Livelox. This is a bit of a box that you would see, and then you just have to go through and follow the instructions. They've also built in checks. So once you've got all your details right, then the little checkbox at the bottom will tell you if you need to fix something, or if the check is successful, then you're able to go through and upload the map, the courses. There's a lot of great information in the OCAD wiki, and there's a link in this PDF that you can access as well. That's OCAD. What about Condes? If you're working in Condes, you've gone through, created all your courses, ready to go, select export, and then go down to the bottom and find upload maps and courses to Livelox, and similar, follow those instructions. For information, also see the Condes document. There's lots of info there. Okay. Nice and easy, direct synchronization. But what happens if you don't have OCAD that is newer than 2018, or you have Purple Pen, or you're using something else? Well, there's the manual upload that you can do. And so Purple Pen and older versions of OCAD will need to have their files exported and then imported into Livelox. And there's very good instructions on the Livelox help page. Follow the help for Event Organisers and upload, and there's also a link on this PDF. But what does it look like? If you're using OCAD 9 or later, it supports exporting course setting files in the IOF XML format. And so here's the options. Choose from course setting, go down to export, and then choose the IOF version XML. You'll then choose and save that file somewhere on your computer that you can access in a second. There's another option though, because the issue with that is it takes the whole circle, takes all the lines, but it doesn't take all those little cuts that you have made. Neither does it take the position where you wanted to have those control numbers. If you've got a newer version of OCAD, fantastic, it does that. But older versions, you need to do the export a different way. You need to export it as a PDF or a SVG file. So basically you're making it into an image. There's a few steps like hiding all the symbols, hiding the background maps and the images, setting the display mode to normal, and then you go to File, Export, and you can see that you can choose the SVG. It's a scalable vector graphics file, and in that way you'll have an image of your courses, but you have to do it for every course. So there's a lot more steps in this. So we've got our courses exported, but now we need to import them. As you can see, if you've got Condes or newer version of OCAD, it automatically syncs across once you follow the process. If not, click on the courses header, click the edit button, and then you'll be able to choose files to upload option. And then there's a list of different file formats that you're able to upload. Once you've uploaded your files, you're going to be displayed, this is in Swedish, sorry, but you're going to have displayed these different tabs. It gives you different information about your courses. So the first tab is the courses tab. Here you can see the courses included in the file, and you can order the controls as well. Second tab is about controls. Here you can see the list, and if you hover over it, I like this one, you can see the controls position on the map. The course prints tab, so you can specify the print scale and then also connect it to the course that you want it with. And the preview tab, do a check. So in the top there, you can see the scrolled list. You can choose which course to look at. And then you can also choose to have either the map or the satellite image. And that way you can see if it's geo-referenced as well. If it's not quite geo-referenced, you can move all the controls slightly. So follow the instructions that are displayed when you do that. It's not geo. Okay, so follow the instructions by right-clicking, I think it is. Last step is saving. So once you've verified that all the information is correct, click that wonderful save button. There's one option. If you have not had all the classes also come through from Eventor, then you'll be able to set up the classes in the event. This is something very easy to do if you've got 5 different classes, 5 different courses, but maybe you'd prefer to put all that information back into Eventor, and then it all just naturally comes across. So that's adding courses, but there's 2 extra interesting points that we can add here. If you're going to be doing multiple courses, as in a relay race or an interesting orienteering course with loops or butterflies, there's some extra instructions. So you can follow that link there. Or if you're doing score orienteering, maybe it's like a row gaining course that you're setting. Don't create any courses. Just have an all controls map, upload that, and then underneath the classes section, select the row gaining option for the desired classes. Once the event is finished, everyone's happy, they've run, they've come back, you can upload the results. Either it happens automatically, so that's when if it's already synced with Eventor. The other option is, back to this manage page, click on the results section, and then you'll be able to go through the instructions to upload the information that you have. Different ways that you can upload, but particularly think about using the IOF XML 3.0 result list file format for result uploads. So that's a bit more of the manual way, but if you're not maybe on Eventor, just doing training, want to add results, you can do it manually as well. The other option is if you don't want to add any results, the competitors can come upload their results and Livelox will just calculate their time according to their GPS route. This is a quick overview of all the information that you need for getting started in Livelox. If you do want more information, head to the Livelox website. There it is on screen, livelox.com, very easy. Select the help, go down for Event Organisers, and then you have all these options. A lot of this information comes for create an event, handle maps, upload courses, and upload results, you can see some more information on this page. And within each of those options, there's examples and a whole lot more info. I'm also going to, well, this is uploaded onto the Orienteering Australia website, this document. So if you would like to go back through this information, or if you'd like access to some of these links, particularly to the CONDES or the OCAD help pages, they will be able to be found in this document as well. That brings us to the end of what I wanted to share.